Hi, I'm Ben Shaver with Karl Chevrolet, and we're here to show you your new Chevy Suburban. Let's get started in the back here. So like the past Suburbans and a lot of other cars, your pressure pad's going to be right under this handle here. You're going to press and it'll pop open for you. You do have a little bit of extra storage down here. Not a ton, but you do have some down here. Just drop that and you're good to go. To put down your bucket seats there in the front, you're going to press and hold, and then they're going to drop, and then you have to manually put them back up. And then in the back here, you just press down, you press and hold, and it'll go down for you. And then to put the back seat back up, you're going to press and hold on the up button, and then you're good to go. Other than that, your button to close is going to be right here. You just press that, and it's going to drop down for you. The cool thing about the Suburban is you do have a little button down here that's going to open up your top gate here. So that way it makes it a little easier to get groceries and stuff like that out of here without everything falling out. But other than that, you're just going to shut it like that. While we're back here though, your key fob, your two buttons down there are going to be how you open up your lift gate. So if I double click this one on the right here, it's going to pop open this top hatch here so I can get in there without having to click the button down there. If I shut that, the one over here is going to be your whole lift gate. So double click that, and then your whole lift gate's going to pop open. And then you have to manually shut it. So you're just going to press that button, and it's going to go down for you. So we're going to show you how to customize and kind of program your lift gate here. So I open it up for us. I do have it set at 3/4 in there. So if it's at max, it's going to override it and go all the way to the top. So in order to customize it, you do need it at 3/4. To do that, I'm going to push up on the lift gate here all the way to the top, and then I'm going to bring it down to wherever I want to be. So if I want to be right there, I'm going to press and hold that button, and it's going to blink for me. And then that way it's set. So if I click that button and it brings it down for me, and then I open it again, it's going to bring me to that customized setting there. So that way you can kind of make sure you know where that's at every time you're opening that up. And like I said, you do have to be on 3/4. You can't be on max, otherwise it's going to open it up all the way. So that's how you're going to program your liftgate. You do have, in new Chevys, you do have a capless fuel system. Basically what that is, you just throw the nozzle in there and you don't have to worry about fiddling with the cap. Makes it really nice in the wintertime. You do have keyless entry. Basically what that is if you go around to any door and you click the lock or click that button, it's going to lock all 4 doors. And then if I come up to the driver door and I click it once, it's only going to unlock the driver door. And then if I click it again, it's going to unlock all the rest of the doors. But if I come up to any other door and click it to unlock, it's going to unlock all the doors. So the driver door is the only one that you have to click twice to unlock. While we're here though, I'm going to show you, you do have remote start. So basically how you do it is double click the lock button and then press and hold that half circle, and it'll remote start for you and you're good to go. Something to point out, if your key fob were to ever die and you need to get into your vehicle, you're going to press and hold that little chrome button there on the side, and then you're going to press and hold and then pop a key out. And basically what that is, so if you ever had to get into your car without your key fob because your key fob died, you can do that. So other than that, let's go inside and we'll show you the rest of the features. I'm going to turn the vehicle on and start over here and kind of work our way over. All right, so if I come over here, actually we'll start down here. So your memory seats is gonna be right here. To set it, you're just gonna press set and then press and hold one of the numbers. So if I click here, set, and then press and hold, and you heard it beep twice, that's gonna be making sure that's set. You have that for 1, 2, and then your easy exit option. Your easy exit option is basically gonna be when you turn the vehicle off, it's gonna bring the seat all the way down into the back. And then you'll, when your vehicle gets turned back on, it'll bring it back up to seat number 1. But you're going to set the 1, 2, and the easy exit options the exact same way as I set the first one. So that's pretty self-explanatory there. We're going to kind of move up here a little bit. Over here is going to be your child lock for the doors. So I click that, it's going to turn it on. And then if you want to lock the windows, it's going to be right here. Then you got your back windows controls and then your front window controls. And then if I come over here, this middle button is going to be how I turn the side mirrors in. So if I click it, it's going to bring them in for me. And then if I click it again, it's going to bring it out for me. And then these ones on the side here are going to be how you're going to adjust your side mirrors. So if I click over here, if I click over there, it's going to adjust my passenger side mirror. And if I click on this one, it's going to adjust my driver's side mirror. And then I'm going to use this dial to adjust it. And then when I'm done, I'm going to click that button again so there's no orange light. So that way I can't mess anything up with there. So if we come over here, this little guy right here is going to be how you're going to adjust the brightness on your dashboard and on your touch screen. So with your lights are on, and if your lights aren't on, it's not going to work. So if I bring it down here, it's going to turn the brightness down. And then if I bring it back up, it's going to turn the brightness back up for me. So that's pretty self-explanatory there. If I bring this over here, this is going to be your auto headlights. So if I click it over to the left, it's going to turn your auto headlights off. And if your headlights are ever off like that and you want to turn them on manually, you'll just click all the way to the right and your lights will be on. If I bring you back to auto though, that's going to make sure you're sitting there on auto lights so they'll turn on when they need to. This same button, if I click it in, is going to be my fog lights. And then if I click it again, it's going to be turn them off. Over here is going to be my four-wheel drive, two-wheel drive, and auto. So if I click to the right once, it's going to bring me to auto. Basically what that is so if the weather's changing, it's going to keep you in two-wheel drive unless you hit like ice or snow when your car thinks it needs four-wheel drive, and then it's going to bring you into four-wheel drive. But if you want to be straight four-wheel drive, you'll come over to the four high, and then you can also go into four low, but I don't really recommend it unless you absolutely need to. So I'm going to bring us back into two-wheel drive over here. Right here is going to be my trailer brakes. If you ever have any questions about these, you can kind of call us or bring it in so we can kind of show you more. But to set your gain and stuff like that, you're going to use these right here and then the buttons. That's how you're going to set your gain. Again, if you guys ever have any questions, you guys can come in and we can show you a little bit more about that. If I come up here, it's going to be your heads-up display, and we'll show you that in a little bit. But these are going to be your controls for it. So this is going to be your heads-up display over here. These controls are going to be right where we showed you earlier. The far left control is going to be your up and down. So if I click up on it, it's going to bring the screen up for you. And if I click back down, it's going to bring it back down for you. The next button over is going to be your info. So if I click down, it's going to change what you see up there. So it's going to kind of add some different things up there and make it kind of wherever you're comfortable with. You can kind of change with whatever you want. Your next button over is going to be your brightness. So if I turn it down, it's going to make it a little bit harder to see, but that's kind of for if it's at nighttime and it's really bright for you and you want to turn it down, you can always turn that down. Or if you don't want it up there, turn the brightness all the way down and you won't see it anymore. So that's your heads-up display. So this little knob down here is going to be how you adjust your steering wheel. So if I bring it back towards me, it's going to telescope the steering wheel out. And if I click back away from me, it's going to go in. And if I come up, it's going to bring it up. And then down to bring it down. That will also set along with your seats when you set your seats, along with your rear view, your mirrors, your side mirrors. Kind of coming up here, these little paddles on the back, you have them on both sides. The ones on the right side here are going to be your volume to go up and down. And then these ones are going to be how you toggle through your preset radio stations, or if you're on your phone playing Bluetooth, you can toggle through your music stations on your phone. Over here is going to be your traction control. So if I click that, it's going to turn your traction control off. So that way, if you're ever stuck, it'll help you get out of where you're at a little bit easier. But I'm going to turn that back on. Over here is going to be your park assist. So if I click that off, that's going to turn off where it beeps at you when you're getting close to something. So if you're backing up to a wall, it's going to beep at you when you're getting really close. This next button down here is going to be my lane keep assist. So right now it'll be off, and if I turn it back on, what it is if you're ever driving down the interstate or anywhere that the car can detect two white lines or lines in general, it's gonna, if you're ever drifting off on the one side or the other, it's gonna bring you back into your lane and then it's gonna alert you. So that way you can never really change lanes by accident. This little guy right here is gonna be my pedals. So it's gonna bring them forward or backwards depending on what your preference is. For like taller people, you can put them back, and then shorter people, you can bring them towards you a little bit more. But again, that's kind of up to you and preference. So if I come up here, you do have auto mist detector. So if this button right here, the rain sense, if I leave it on, it's going to be so that when you turn your windshield wiper on, it's gonna sense how hard it's raining and how hard it needs to have the windshield wipers going for you. But if I click down on this little knob right here, it's gonna shoot them over one time. Then if I bring it up, it's gonna be intermittent. And then if I keep going up to here, it's gonna be constant. So then it'll be low. And then if I go one more time, it'll be high speed. And then I'm gonna bring it all the way down to off to turn them off. Over here, this little lever here is gonna be how you get windshield wiper fluid on your front. And then this button over here is gonna be how you get windshield wiper fluid on your back, your rear windshield. These little controls right here is gonna be how you control your rear windshield wipers. So if I click over, it's gonna be intermittent. Then if I click one more time, it's gonna be constantly going. But I'm gonna bring that all the way back to off for now. Another thing with this little lever over here is gonna be your bright lights. So if I click away from me, your bright lights will turn on. And then if I bring it back towards me, your bright lights will turn off. But other than that, it's pretty self-explanatory with everything over here. So we're gonna kind of move on to the steering wheel a little bit. So up here is gonna be your heated steering wheel. That will turn on in the wintertime when you remote start your vehicle, along with your heated seats. And then in the summertime, your cooled seats will turn on with your remote start. Just to turn it on, you're just gonna click that button there. This little guy right here is gonna be your forward collision system. So if I click it, and you can kind of see up there, it's gonna be 3 bars down to 2 bars and then down to 1 bar. And then if I bring it back up to 3 bars, that's gonna be the distance between you and the car in front of you. So if you're ever in busy traffic and everybody's braking hard, it's gonna alert you and it's gonna brake you if you're coming up on someone too quick for you. I leave it on the highest setting there, just so you can kind of get a feel for it when you're starting out. Kind of get a feel for that distance between you and the car in front of you. Over here is gonna be your cruise control. To turn your cruise control on is gonna be this button right here. And then to cancel, if you ever have something set, that'll be this button. And then to set your cruise control is gonna be here. And then to resume it is gonna be right there. And then down speed and then up speed when your cruise control is set. But that's pretty self-explanatory with your cruise control. It's gonna be the same as every other vehicle. Over here on your steering wheel is gonna be how you deny and answer phone calls, along with making voice commands. So if you want to call somebody, you can click that and press call whoever you're trying to call. Makes it really easy when you're trying to call someone on when you're driving. The little wheel over here is going to be how you toggle through your dashboard up there. So if I click to the left, it's going to bring up these options. So I'm on info, and then audio, and then phone, navigation, and then your settings, your options. These 3 you'll probably never use up there. You'll much rather use it on your touch screen where it's a little bit bigger, but you do have the option to right here. So I come back to your info page, and I go down. It's gonna be trip A, trip B, fuel range, tire pressure, oil life, everything that you can really think of, you're gonna have up here. But I just brought it all the way back down to the top screen here, which is where you're gonna be 90% of the time. Over here, if you ever bring the vehicle down into low, pass drive, you can manually shift your gears here. And then your tow haul mode, so if you're ever towing anything, is going to be right up on top of the adjuster here. So I'll just click that in to turn it on, and then click it to turn it off. So we're inside the vehicle now here, and your vehicle does come with push to start. How you're going to use that is you're going to put your foot on the brake there, and then I'm just going to press that button there. Your key does have to be inside the vehicle with you when you are pushing to start, but that's how you're going to get into your vehicle. So we're going to kind of start up here on your infotainment center. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pair a phone. So if I come into back here and I come into phone and I come pair device, I'm going to actually go into my phone here, my settings, and then it's going to bring up at the bottom here Chevrolet MyLink right there, and then I'm going to press pair, and then yes, and then allow for your contacts, then press OK. So that way we're all set and my phone is connected now. So if I bring it back here, and let's say I go to audio, to get through from AM, FM, and XM is going to be right here. So if I hit radio, it's going to bring me through all of those options. And then media is going to be your Bluetooth. So if I want to play music through my phone, I can click that media button and it's going to bring my Bluetooth through there. That way it makes it a little bit easier when you're playing podcasts or anything like that. But to bring it back to radio, I'm going to come back over here. To set your radio presets down here, you're going to press and hold. So if I want to set this as 1, I'm going to press and hold. And then you're all set. And then let's say you're looking for a different radio station. I'm going to press tune. And then let's say we're looking for 92.5. It's going to bring you right to that station there. And I press back. And then you're already on it. So then I'm going to press hold. And that way you set that radio station as well. It makes it really easy to kind of look through and find what you're looking for. You can also use this little knob here to find what you're looking for as well as these arrows right here, and then also right here to seek. But the easiest way I've found is just go to tune and type in the number. That's pretty much it in your audio. So we're going to come back. We're going to press this home button here. I'm going to go into phone. So my phone is connected. So if I come to my keypad here, this is where it's going to bring you up like 90% of the time. You're going to have your contacts in here, my recent calls, your voicemail, and then to add more phones, you're going to press phones and then pair device, and we're going to do the same thing we just did with my phone. You also do have your voice command in here as well as on your steering wheel. But that's pretty much it with your phone app. Projection's really cool. So if I come in here and I plug in my iPhone, you don't need anything. You don't need an app or anything. So if I plug in my iPhone here and I unlock it, press continue. So it's going to bring up Apple CarPlay. So it makes it really, really cool so that I can have my navigation up here. I can click in where I want to go. I click there so I can kind of type in my address wherever I want to be. If I hit that button there, it's going to bring you back to your music, stuff like that. You can bring up your phone, your music, your navigation, stuff like that. It makes it really cool with Apple CarPlay. So that way, if you don't want to use the navigation built into your car and you have it on your phone, you can pull that phone up, plug it in, and you're good to go. So next, we're going to pair an Android phone for Android Auto. So if I plug it in right here, we do have the Android Auto app downloaded already. You do have to download it if you have an Android phone. You just click through the continue, everything like that. And I turn on Android Auto, allow. Press continue. And then it paired us up there. I click on the icon. All right, so now up here we're gonna have your maps, your Spotify, your phone, all your music, apps, your MLB, stuff like that, whatever you have on your phone, you're going to have up here. It's basically essentially going to do the same thing with bringing your phone screen up to your touch screen. The only difference is you need the app for your Android and you don't for Apple users. So you just plug it in and you have to pull up the app and do all that kind of stuff with Android Auto. But it is really cool once you get that kind of set up and going, so you can use your maps and everything like that, your navigation on your phone instead of on your car. Makes it a little bit easier, but it's completely up to you. We're gonna get out of this, so I unplugged it. And then I'm gonna press this home button here. That's gonna be your projection. Your Android Auto and your Apple CarPlay are both gonna be in there, depending on which phone you hook up. Your next icon over here is gonna be your navigation. Really self-explanatory. Click into it. You're gonna press destination, type address, and then type in your address right there. And then it'll bring you right to it. Pretty self-explanatory. Like I said earlier, you can use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto to use your navigation on your phone as well, but you do have this option in your vehicle. So I press that home button to bring me back here, and then I go into your settings. Your time of day will change automatically with time zones and daylight savings, so you no need to worry about that. If I click rear seat reminder, it is on right now. Basically what that is, so if you have little kids in the car, like infants mainly, it's going to alert you and remind you to turn your rear seat or check your rear seat, so that way no chance of forgetting kids in the car. But it's completely up to you if you want it on or not. You'll just press rear seat reminder, and that way you can kind of decide whether you want that or not. Valet mode, something really cool about that. If I type in a code twice, and it's going to lock my screen, and so no one can get into your contacts, your Wi-Fi, anything like that. Another cool hidden feature about it is this button right here. If I click it, it's going to bring the screen up. So that way you can put stuff in there. There's a little USB port so you can charge something while your phone or something while you're at a concert. But the really cool thing about it is, so if I put my phone in here, just like that, and then I close it, and then I type this code in, and the code's completely different every single time you do it. Then I press lock. It's going to turn off the radio, and it's going to lock them on this screen. So that way you can't get into that little box right there, so I can't get my phone out right now. And it's also going to make it so they can't get into your contacts or Wi-Fi or anything like that. But then you get back in here and you'll type in your code, press unlock, and then you're good to go. And then I can press that button there and then get my phone out of there. So that way it makes it a little bit easier when you're at like concerts or plays or anything like that and someone else is going to be in your vehicle. That way you're ensuring your safety of all of your stuff in here. But if I bring you back to settings, that's going to be your valet mode right there. Teen driver, that's something, so if you do have a teen that's going to be driving your car, you're going to sit down with them, click on it, and then you're going to go through all this different settings and the different stuff that you can control. So like the volume of the car, like the radio, the speed that they're going, stuff like that. There's a ton of different things you can kind of set with that. You just have to sit down with them and do that. So if I press radio here, that's how you're going to manage your favorites and kind of do everything that you're going to do in your radio. Vehicle is going to be where you're going to find most of your stuff. So your collision detection systems is going to be all of your forward collision system, your how it's going to alert you if it's going to stop you or not when it's coming up on another vehicle, your park assist, stuff like that is all going to be in here. Your comfort and convenience is going to be where you find your auto memory recall. What that is going to be your seats and making sure that they always are set for your car so that they'll remember them. Your easy exit options, stuff that's going to be the same thing. The reverse tilt mirror is really cool. So if I turn that on driver and passenger, when you put the vehicle in reverse, it's going to put the side mirrors down pointing towards the tires and the back line, so that way you can kind of see where you're backing into. That's pretty much it in comfort and convenience. If I come down here a little bit more, power door locks. If I turn this on, basically what that is it's not going to let you lock your keys in your car. So if there's the key fob in here and you accidentally hit lock when you're getting out of the vehicle, it won't lock your driver door. If I come back here, that's pretty much it in vehicle. If you ever wanted to turn your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto off, you could. Completely up to you. But that's pretty much it. Your Wi-Fi is where you're going to do most of your, like if you wanted to turn it on, turn it off. If you guys are going on a car trip or something like that, it's also where you're going to find your passwords and stuff like that. You can also find all that on your My Chevy app. But that's kind of just a cool place to look. But if I hit down arrow, it's going to bring me all the way back up to the top. That's pretty much it in settings. So I'm going to hit the home button. Your weather app is going to be, it's going to show you just the latest temperatures, what's happening with the weather, just like your weather app on your phone. You do have to pay for your OnStar or continue your OnStar services if you decide to do that, but it's always there for you. Your video is going to be both of your DVD players in the back. If I click on it, it's going to be how you do everything with your DVD, pause it, fast forward, stuff like that. This little button here is also going to be how you eject the CD. So if you have put your DVDs in there, that's how you're going to eject it and put it in and stuff like that. And then we'll show you the rest of the controls for the back a little bit later. But if I come back to your home, the text, it's pretty cool. I don't ever use it because you're going to pull out your phone if you're stopped and text on your phone. But you can see like your inbox and your settings, fun stuff like that. But most people don't really ever get into that a whole lot. That's pretty much it for your infotainment center. I'm going to come back to audio here. But that's pretty much it. These are going to be all your controls for your infotainment center. So if I hit radio, it's going to bring me to this screen right here. If I hit media, it's going to bring me to my phone. And then if I hit the home button, it's going to bring me back to the screen. And if I ever get somewhere where I don't want to be, press back and it's going to bring you straight back to where you were. And then like we talked about earlier, that's going to be that screen that lifted up. And then this is going to be your DVD putting it in and out. That's kind of pretty much it about all that stuff. This is going to be your dual climate system. You also have your rear climate right here as well. So your dual climate and your rear climate are completely different systems. So your dual climate, basically the cool thing about it is you can be at different temperatures from your passenger seat to your driver's seat. That way, if one wants to be colder, one wants to be warmer, you can do that. Your fan speed is going to be right here. And then if, let's say, the person in the passenger seat gets out and you want to be back, both back to low, I'll press sync, and then you're going to be in control of both of these over here on the driver's side. Makes it really easy for when you're on long car rides. You can kind of be where comfortable for you. These little buttons right here are going to be where your air is going, and then your AC, and then this is going to recirculate your air. So if you get really cold in here, you can click that and it'll recirculate that air. And then your front defrost and your rear defrost. And then if I move down here to a rear climate, you can lock it, which it's locked right now. But if I unlock it, that way you can kind of mess with the controls in the back. But if you ever have little kids back there messing with it, you can turn that off so that you control it and not them. To control it, it's going to be your fan speed right here. So if I turn the fan speed up in the back, I'm going to turn it down. And then where your fan's going. So if I click down, it's going to kind of go through those options. And then this is going to be your temperature. So if I go up, it's going to raise the temperature and then lower the temperature. And then you can always turn that off if you want to. But it's kind of completely up to you if you want to have it unlocked or locked and stuff like that. Up here is going to be your cooled seats and heated seats. If I click the cooled seats right there, it's going to bring up 3 bars. And then if I click it again, it'll be 2 bars, medium, then low, then off. Same thing for heated seats. If I click through those, this one down here is going to be your heated back and butt, and then this one's just going to be your heated back, and then it's going to be the same thing on both sides. Kind of moving down here, you do have a couple charging options. You have the old cigarette lighter, the 12 volt right there, and then you have a couple USBs. If I pull these out right here, you have a couple USBs right there. So that makes it kind of cool. Another charging option you have right here is going to be your wireless charger. So this little guy right here in the middle. If I put my phone right here, sometimes takes a second. It'll start charging up for me, and then you're good to go. It does take a iPhone 8 or above. If it's anything older than that, it won't work for you. So just kind of a rule of thumb there. But that's pretty much it back here, or up here. We're going to move up to the top here. So up here, you're going to have this little dial here. That's going to be how you program your lift gate. So if you want it at 3/4, so like if you're ever in a parking garage or your garage and it's a shallow garage, you can always set that to 3/4, or you can manually adjust it and set it to whatever you need to. And we'll show you that in a little bit. And you can always turn it off if you ever want to. So that way, if you want to go back there, you can manually lift it up to where you want, and then you can shut it by yourself instead of having it go open for you. But if I click back to 3/4 here, and then if I want to open it, I'm going to click that button. And then to shut it, I'm going to click that button once again. Makes it really easy, so if ever any of your kids are getting in into the trunk, you can kind of open it from in here instead of having to get out and go do that. Right here is going to be your sunroof controls. So if I pull this back here a little bit, this one right here is going to tilt it. So I click this button. It's kind of hard to see, but it'll just tilt it open. And if I click this button back here, it's going to close it. And you got to make sure you hold it to close it. Otherwise, it won't close all the way, and then you'll risk kind of getting water in here. This one on the left here is going to be how you slide it all the way open. So if I click it, you'll open it up all the way. And then to close it, you're going to click this button here, the back, and then you'll just press and hold, and then make sure you hold it all the way until it closes and sets, like I said, so that way you don't get any water in here. Up here is going to be your garage door clickers, so that way to set it, if you ever wanted to, you'll get your garage door clicker, and then you'll press and hold the button that it is to open it, and then you'll press and hold that first one simultaneously for like 3 to 5 seconds, and it should work, and then you can click that button and you're good to go. Over here is going to be your lights. So if you ever wanted to have your lights off when you open the doors, you can, or turn them on, all your dome lights if you're looking for something at night. Or if you bring it back to the middle, it's just going to turn on the lights when your door is open. And then you do have your manual lights right here, turn them on and off. Your sunglass holder is going to be right here. And then the cool thing about these cars is going to be this little another rear view mirror almost. So this is going to be how you look at your kids or your back seat, your trunk, stuff like that. Makes it really easy if you have people back there to kind of look without having to turn your whole body. But that isn't going to be how you look in your rear view mirror. You do have that up there. So down here is going to be your rear climate control. So if I want to mess with the fan speed, it's going to be right here. Temperature is going to be right here. Your mode is going to be where your fans are going, and then you have your heated seats right here, and then only for the bucket seats, right? The first 2 seats back here are the only ones that are going to be heated. Over here you have your 12-volt cigarette lighter charger. You also have your wall charger over here. You have your HDMI port down here, a couple USBs, and then an aux cord. So that way if you have like kids with like Xboxes or DVD players, stuff like that, you can kind of hook those up there, and they can play their own stuff up there. So it makes it really, really cool to do that kind of stuff. Kind of going along with the screens and all that kind of stuff, if you want to come up here, to open those up, you're just going to press that button, and it's going to bring it down for you. And then there's going to be a remote that comes up that goes right up in the screen here. That's going to be how you mess with all this stuff, or up on your touch screen up here. But that's kind of how you kind of do all that. You do have a couple lights down here, if I turn those on, kind of for rear lights. But other than that, you do have another screen back there, but all your controls and everything are going to be up here. But they're going to be open the exact same way, and the lights are the exact same thing. Up here, you're going to have your OnStar controls here. So this blue button is going to be how you're going to get a hold of them. So if you ever want to change your account or do anything like that, you're going to press that button, and they're going to call them, and you're going to talk to them through there. You do get, for 1 month, you're going to get your app. So basically what that is, you can remote start your vehicle with your app anywhere in the world. You could be in Africa and set it up, or start your car in Des Moines, Iowa. You could locate the vehicle, and you can check your like oil life, tire pressure, basically your vehicle's info. Another cool thing you have for free for a month is going to be your collision detection. So basically, if you get into a car accident, they're going to talk to you through your speakers, and then they're going to be like, ask you if you're okay, and if you can't respond, they're going to automatically send people to your location. And if your vehicle ever gets stolen, the police can use your location in order to track your vehicle, in order to get that. So you never really have to worry about that too much. You do get that all for free for 1 month. If you decide when you're doing the call, they're going to ask you to extend it for another extra 2 months. It's really nice. You get an extra 2 months for free. So it'll extend your 1 month to 3 months, and all you have to do is remember to cancel it. And it's super easy. You just got to set a reminder on your phone, and you get an extra 2 months for free. But that's how you set up your OnStar. And if you ever want to come in and do that in person, we definitely will. Especially if when you buy a new vehicle, we can do that. We're going to do that in the delivery process. But that's how you're going to set all that up when you get in your vehicle. I hope we were able to get you a little bit more acquainted with your new Chevy Suburban. If you have any more questions, or something doesn't sit right, you can always stop in, and we can go in depth with a little bit more deliveries and talk about everything in your car. We can also answer pretty much everything over the phone. So if you don't feel comfortable coming in, feel free to give us a call, and we can walk you through anything over the phone. But other than that, thank you for your business, and enjoy your new Suburban.